I say sorry for just about everything, and I really mean everything. Sorry for asking a question, sorry for taking up space in a room, sorry for having an opinion that someone else didn't share. I say sorry so much that after a while, I feel like it's lost its meaning, even to me. It's just this automatic thing that I always do, like a reflex. Someone bumps into me, sorry. Someone interrupts me, sorry. Someone makes me feel bad, I still say sorry. And the worst part is, I don't even notice that I'm doing it. It just feels polite in a way and normal, like it's just how I have to move through life without bothering anyone. But this has been something that I've tried to work on a lot recently, and I think I've gotten a little bit better at it, and I've definitely figured some things out. And after a lot of self-reflection and honestly just being frustrated with myself for a bit, I've realized that apologizing for everything is not polite. It's a quiet way of saying, I'm sorry I exist the way that I do. I'm sorry I need certain things, and I'm sorry that I take up space. And if you feel like you can relate to that, I feel like this video is for you. So let's talk about it a little bit. So why do we over apologize? Because it's not random, I don't think. I always think there's a reason underneath it. For a lot of people, this starts early. Maybe you grew up in an environment where keeping the peace mattered more than just being honest, where the way you stay safe was to make yourself agreeable and easygoing, where saying sorry, even if you didn't really mean it, was just how you kept things calm. Or maybe you were taught that putting yourself first was selfish, that your needs, they were a burden, that the right thing to do was always to accommodate, always to adjust, always to make sure that everyone else around you was comfortable before you even thought about being comfortable about yourself. And so, because of that, we've learned to pre-apologize. Before you even say the thing, you cushion it a little bit with, sorry, this is probably a stupid question, but, or sorry to bother you, I know you're busy, but, sorry, I just feel like, and you apologize before anyone even has the chance to be bothered. Just in case, just to make it easier for everyone else. And it feels like the right thing to do. It feels like you're being considerate, but what it's actually doing, slowly and quietly, is telling the world that you don't fully believe you have the right to be here, to ask, to speak, to need things. And that's not consideration, that is conditioning. And you can unlearn it. So here's the thing about saying sorry all the time. It has real consequences, not just for how others see you, but for how you see yourself. And that's the most important part. Every time you apologize for something that doesn't deserve an apology, you're reinforcing a belief. The belief that you were wrong to do that thing, you were out of line, that your needs, your feelings, your presence were all somehow too much. And over time, that adds up. It really does. And you start to genuinely feel like a burden to everyone around you. Like your opinion is always the least important one in the room. Like asking for what you need is an inconvenience for everyone around you. There's also what it does to how other people treat you. When you constantly apologize for things that don't need an apology, for your opinions, for your feelings, for even just asking questions, people start to treat those things as less valid too. Not because they're necessarily bad people, just because you've signaled to them that it's okay to do that. You set the tone for how people interact with you. And the tone you're setting is, my needs, they come last. My needs are negotiable, and I'm just sorry for even having either of those. And you deserve better than that. And honestly, the people in your life, they deserve the real you as well. Not the apologetic, watered down, sorry for existing kind of version of you. The actual you. Now, I think this goes without saying that this video is not about never apologizing ever. Apologies matter. And a real, genuine apology, when you've actually done something wrong, when you've hurt someone, when you've made a mistake that affects a lot of people, a real apology is one of the most important things you can do. And it takes courage, and it builds trust, and it's how you repair things. That kind of sorry is really powerful, and never let go of that. Never stop doing that. But what I'm talking about today is the other kind, the reflexive, automatic, subconscious, defensive sorry. The one you say before you even thought about whether you did anything wrong. The one you use to make yourself feel smaller, and the one that comes out because silence feels uncomfortable, and saying sorry, it fills that space. But that sorry doesn't help anyone. It doesn't repair anything. It just slowly chips away at you, one unnecessary apology at a time. All right, so how do you actually break this habit? Because if you've been doing it for years, like me, it's not something that you just stop doing overnight. It starts by noticing it, accepting it, and paying attention to how often you say sorry in a day. You might be genuinely shocked. Just noticing is the first step, because most of us are doing it without ourselves even noticing it. And you also have to pause before you say it. When sorry is about to come out, just take 1 second to yourself and ask, did I actually do something wrong here? Did I hurt someone? Did I make a mistake? And if the answer is yes, then go ahead and apologize. That's the right thing to do. But if the answer is no, don't apologize. And you also have to replace that with something a little bit more honest. So, for example, instead of saying, sorry I'm late, try, thanks for waiting. And instead of saying, sorry, this is a dumb question, but try asking, I just have a question. And instead of saying, sorry for venting, say, thank you so much for listening. And if you make those substitutions, you're going to see the difference. And it feels weird at first, but it gets easier fast. You also have to practice taking up space without explaining yourself. What I mean by that is sharing your opinion without prefacing it with, this is probably wrong, but ask for what you need without 3 paragraphs of justification first. Disagree with someone without apologizing for having a different view. You don't need to earn the right to exist in a conversation. You're already allowed to be there. So here's what I want you to take away, and that is that you are not too much. You are not a burden. Your feelings are not an inconvenience, and your needs are not unreasonable. You are allowed to take up space. You are allowed to have opinions, You are allowed to ask for things, to feel things, to need things without apologizing. The world does not need a smaller, quieter, more apologetic version of you. It needs the real you. So the next time sorry starts to come out, pause and ask yourself if you actually owe it. And if you don't, hold it back. Stand in that moment and let yourself just be there without shrinking. And it might feel uncomfortable at first. In fact, it probably will feel uncomfortable, but that's okay, because discomfort is usually a sign that you're doing something that matters. I'll see you guys in the next one.